Hey guys, good to see you again. Just a quick mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. All right, I sound great, and not just because it's my voice, but because it does sound great on the audio. Yeah, just having a little time right now. Oh wow, everyone's on. Oh, but that's right. There's a tournament going on, so there's. Oh, even everyone's on. Wow, Rizu's on. Oh, I forgot his name now. SDK's on. Wow, Fear and I press the buttons. I hate that they have different names. It makes me think for a while. Oh, I don't even have my chat open. Malik. He's still pressuring me for the smasher pass thing on my comments. That degenerate. Who am I up against? 206 JWS. I remember playing against him, but I don't remember what I'm up against. So unfortunately, okay, here he is. Oh wow, he got me. He got me. And I still got gold there. Perfect. Oh, you okay, buddy? I don't know why I hit Goldar there. Oh, that's right. Ouroboros will not stop that. Oh, he doesn't know about the OTG pickup with his standing medium. Why? Why am I trying to fight that with a projectile? Oh, one hit too many. If your Battle for the Grid list doesn't have Trini tier, then it's invalid. I actually think Trini's gotten a lot better. She might not be bottom tier anymore. And that's simply because, like, sometimes one addition, one change can make all the difference. And I think having an OTG off of her that isn't the laser, like something she can combo out of, is huge. Goldar bottom 5. Yeah, like I said, there's a few things about that list I do not agree with at all. Goldar being bottom 5, not a thing. Trini being top, like, 2. Like, she wasn't top 2. She was, like, number 3. No, I don't agree with that at all. Red, Ryu, and Udana are F tier. Facts. No. You're just saying that because that's your team. You're just saying that because that's your team. And Malik, I saw you in tournament. I was cheering you on. You can do better. I will say though, my impression of Udana has gone down a lot. She has this one strong angle where she can attack, but she's got very limited mobility and range compared to other characters. She does have like an anti-projectile with her ice wall, but like, at the same time, if she misses or guesses wrong, like, she can get very easily punished because of the math. Okay? Explain to me the math. Show me the quadratic formula for Trini being trashed here, Liberato. Okay. Also, after this match, I'm going to go ahead and start working on that list right now. But I expect you to show your work, Burrito. Don't just say it. Oh, no. Unfortunately, I don't think this guy like really knows combos, so this isn't going to be like too hard of a fight. Yeah, this should be enough. I don't even think I needed to EX that, but I did it anyway. Missed my light connection there. Trini plus salt equals bottom tier. Wait, whoa, I was looking away. Wait, that was my wife who said that. I didn't even pay attention to who said that. I just immediately disregarded them because they were so wrong about their opinion. But now that I know it was my wife, it's automatically correct because otherwise
I was really close to throwing something at your head, but now that you said I'm correct, you literally sued the savage beast.
Of course you're correct, honey, and you're also beautiful.
Thank you.
Help me. I truly think Goldar is bottom 5, to be honest. And the problem I have is that you might actually be right. I might have a bottom 5 team right here. Okay, it's Trini, Goldar, Ryu, Red, Udana, our bottom 5. Facts.
You said you were starting, you liar.
Oh shoot! Wait, no, I haven't. I haven't queued. It's all good. It's all good. Wait, is the tournament still going?
They're in losers finals right now.
If I wait for the tournament, I might get a raid.
Well, you can just start it up. Get the obvious ones out of the way.
That's true. I can get the well. The problem is right now there's so much has changed right now that I don't really know what the obvious answer is. All right. Well, I'm gonna start one way or another. Oh, real quick, does anyone actually know who's in the losers finals? Who's in the finals right now? I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb and say it's Fear. If Rizu's playing, it's gonna be Fear, Rizu, and probably Buttons. It's Poisandra and Chun-Li. Sorry, yeah, you're gonna hear that every once in a while, guys. It's my like I said, my kid's sick again. Once you have a newborn, anywhere from like newborn to 3 years old, I believe they said like. You're going to spend, 3 weeks out of the month sick, and the last week in recovery, and then sick all over again. And so far, that prophecy has been shown to be true. The lights are going to be off because we're trying to keep it, mellow for him. I don't know if you can hear that. It's pretty cute. All right, let's go ahead and close this. All right, let's get started. Display. Hope all my proper tabs are closed. No. Alright, anyway, so here we go. This is my Battle for the Grid tier list. Last time I made this tier list, I basically made it on a 1v1 scenario with very limited resources. Basically, you only have your character and your meter, and that's it. This is going to be different. I want to encompass everything. The Zords, the tags, the assists, how well you can use each assist, all of that. So this is going to be a lot more comprehensive. And the problem with the first hurdle I'm going to have right off the bat is there's going to be people who disagree with me. The biggest example are going to be Jen and Poisandra. I believe that Poisandra is better because Poisandra can use a team better, but Jen is overall just a solid rock. So we're going to go from there. The easy call-outs. Right off the bat. Chun-Li. Bottom 5, in my opinion, Tommy, Blue, Slayer, Trini, and Trey. Oh, poor baby. Here's the thing. I'll give you Blue and Tommy. Poise, Jen, Chun, Adam, Gia, top 5. I don't disagree with that. My one contention is... Okay, so right off the bat, this is 2 easy ones. Poisandra and Jen and Chun-Li. I think they're top 2, hands down. Oh, baby. It's okay, son. And then there's Adam, of course. I do consider Adam top 3. These are my top 3, for sure. Don't worry, his mommy's with him. She's doing everything she can. He's just a little... His sinuses are acting up, and he doesn't know how to deal with that. Anyway, moving on. So, I think... Okay. So, this is where I'm going to have my first hurdle, because I don't know who to put at the very top. Chun-Li, I think, overall, has a better assist. I think she's faster. I think she's more aggressive. And I think she has better zoning tools. I actually take that back. I think Poisandra with Sludge has better zoning. But I think... how do I say this? I think Chun-Li's projectiles has more controllable spring presence because she can not only have multiple projectiles, Senor Baby Alberto says, bless you.
Yeah, he's coughing up a lung at the moment.
Obviously, like, having multiple EX options, more versatility, different knockdowns, touch of death. Both of these characters have touch of death, so that's not really a factor. But I think what gives the character the edge, I'm not sure that's true, but we'll get to that. I think Chun-Li is better just because she has air mobility. While Poisandra, I definitely believe that Poisandra has better hitboxes. Her hitbox ratio is just so ridiculously good. But Chun-Li's speed and mobility is, I think that puts her over the top. I think it's really hard to deal with it. I think where Poisandra's strength lies is as a point character, where Chun-Li can function as a tag, or as a point, or as an anchor. With Zord, with meter, without meter, Chun-Li overall, I think, is still the top character. She builds meter easier, all of the above. Wait, I thought she didn't get any nerfs. I thought, like, Poisandra got, like, the only thing she got... No, I'm thinking of Chun-Li got no nerfs. Poisandra got, like, a small nerf and a sludge buff. Because the sludge buff was the overhead, which I think is very important, but not... How do I say this? It's very good, and I think that's what makes her number 2. But it doesn't put her over Chun-Li. Chun-Li's overhead is not really reliable. I've never seen anyone really use it, but what makes her good is obviously not her overhead, but her slide. So if you have another character with an overhead, given Poisandra, Adam, Gia, Goldar, any character with an overhead can really abuse it. People are saying Draken is bottom 5 now. I actually totally agree with that. See, the problem is I think right now with the last patch notes and what I've seen people do with these characters so far, because I do keep up with the tournaments, I just see what people are doing with them. I actually think Jason has moved up a lot. I do agree with the Japanese tier list. This is why I'm making it the Japanese tier list. I got into a little bit of trouble in the Battle for the Grid a chat thread because I said I liked it, and I do. I think there's some good points to it. I don't agree with everything, but I do. There's some solid points. I think so far these are my top 3, and the reason I put Adam at number 3 is he did get severely nerfed, and he did get a lot of... he's more punishable. I think that's the more important thing. He's definitely punishable, which is something I do believe he needs, but he still has access to all the tools that made him absolutely great. That's why I think he's top 3. I think in time, people are going to test him out more. People are going to figure out that he still has touch... Even if he doesn't have a touch of death like Gia, I think that his tools are going to be strong enough to where he can still mix you up, and whatever assists he has will make him safe. Take his overhead, for example. It has so much block stun that I can guarantee you that with the right swords or the right assist, he'll guess, go overhead, and then call in the assist to make it safe. And if he can still touch of death after that, like, what do you got? Like, you're gonna have to burn Zord resources to just get him off of you if you guess wrong. If you guess right, because I just get the feeling that there's some tech there that Adam is gonna eventually exploit. So that's my top 3. Now, here's the controversial part. I think that's it for S tier. Because here's the thing. I think to get really far, and this is not necessarily the case, but I think if
Camera up for 2 seconds, honey.
Oh, what's up? Camera up?
Senor Baby's leaving me up to the room.
All right.
Okay, go on with your tier list.
All right. Love you, honey.
Love you too.
Let's just fix the camera. Can you turn on the light? And she's gone. Thank you. Oh, no, there it is. All right, there we go. Coming back. Let's see if we can full screen this. There we go. Much better. I like this more. Oh, wow. I lost my position. What was I saying? Right. I think this is the top 3. I think overall, no characters can really match their toolkit. Especially Chun-Li's. When it comes to zoning, aggression, offense and defense, these two have such great options. And I'm going to stick with that. That's my top 3. Because when you here's my reasoning for this. When I play against these characters, and this is my personal experience, when I play against these characters, I don't. If I have a zoning character out, I'm struggling to outzone them. I'm probably losing in the zoning war, and I have to make some kind of risk. And if I'm being aggressive, I still have to take a bigger risk than I feel like they do. It's ridiculous. They're faster, they have better range, and they have better offense and defense. It's just that's just my experience with what I've seen. And I think that's one thing I could say. They're not just one-trick ponies. They can do multiple things. They have so many paths to victory. That's why I put them at top. Now, people are going to say, like, what about Jen? I think Jen is good. The problem is Jen is what you would call a rushdown monkey. She has setups that make her safe. She has really good pressure. She has multi-hitting moves. She has the plink finite. I don't even care about plink finites that much because honestly every character can kill. It's just a tool she has to kill with. It's great. It's going to work if you can do the execution. And I want to be clear. When I make a tier list, I don't really consider execution a factor. I assume that if you're playing this character, you can execute what needs to be executed. Because that's just my opinion. I think like... so I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent, but this is kind of like old school. For those of you who ever played Street Fighter 4, there was a period of time where it was considered Fei Long was the best character in the game. For those of you who don't know who Fei Long is, he is basically the Bruce Lee of the game. There was a patch where he was just the best. The problem is there was like huge contention that people considered C Viper was just as good, if not better. The problem was that C Viper was ridiculously technical to play. Like, imagine having a top tier character where you only hit jab and then 3 buttons and then you're just plus on almost everything, and then the opponent has to guess whether you're going to time it wrong, time it differently and grab, or end it on a plus and keep a certain string going and just keep going. You didn't have to think as hard as Fei Long as you did with C Viper. But I still believe that C Viper was stronger, and this is my point. My point is I want to make this list based on what I think is better, not what the human capability is. Because let's be honest, we have players in this community that make execution look easy. So I'm not going to beat around the bush and say, well, if it wasn't for these players, these characters would be lower tier. No. These characters are good. If you want to win, you're going to have to put in the work like they do. Like, I see Laboreto practicing all the time, and it's great. Like, it's good. He's working to get better. Oh, man. It's like 100 over here, so you're going to have to bear with me, too, because I'm starting to get a little sweaty. And I can't have my AC on while I have the computer on. Oof. Not going to be a fun day. And so when I think of the next number 2 in this spot, I think Gia and Jen are like the 2 competing. And here's my reasoning. When I look at this, I think, what do I value more? Jen has one of the best tags, one of the best assists. She is a one-man mix-up machine. When you have a character like doing some kind of block string while you call in the assist, and if the character you have on point is not great at mix-up, Jen is. Jen will get in there and she will mess someone up. But that's the thing, like, I value versatility more than I value high-level aggression. So while I do believe that Jen will have an easier time opening up, I think as a team character, I'm going to put Gia over Jen. And here's why. She has an overhead, and the reason I value this overhead is because it is while Jen has a multi-hitting overhead, she has to jump, dash, light, double overhead. It's a high speed, high execution. I wouldn't say high execution, but it's a high speed, quick input move that doesn't have a lot of hits done. While Gia has her overhead is a long swing, so if it's easier to do a reset setup, almost guaranteed. Let's be honest. Like you get a guaranteed unblockable with a Gia reset, which will save you Zord meter, which will save you EX meter. You can save your super. Like Gia overall is not only a great zoner, very versatile, solid mix-up. Even tagging in and out from almost any position, she can set up an unblockable. And a lot of her buttons, despite being like very far ranged, are either plus, 0 even, or -1 at worst. She is ridiculously oppressive from outside most characters' range. That being said, I value Gia. I absolutely value Gia a lot more than I value Jen. Like if I'm willing to learn that, don't get me wrong. I think Jen is the aggression monster, but you can get way more out of Gia than you can Jen. That's just my opinion. Please don't dox me. Oh man. All right, moving on. This is where it gets a little trickier because this is my top 5. I've been focusing so hard on what my top 5 is going to be that I kind of like blanked out the rest out of like sheer frustration and like just figuring out this position has been like driving me nuts. So you're gonna have to give me a second to recalibrate. Some of the weird things I've seen is I saw Trini at top 3. I've seen Doggy at top 4. I don't agree with that. So let's start with the bottom, and I do believe a lot of people had good points on bottom. Unfortunately, I don't think Blue has gotten a lot of love throughout the set. I think he can zone. His zoning is mediocre. His mix-up is mediocre. His rushdown is mediocre. Even his teleportation, because it's like super predictable, it's not good. Let's be honest, it's not good. I've seen people have some very ambiguous setups with it, but like it's very hard to set up. You have to burn resources. He's got a fantastic assist, but that's really about it. Like I would actually say because it's so slow moving that could actually be more of a detriment at this point. Because when I think of a really good projectile assist now, I think Ryu. And with Ryu, you get so much more. So I have to put Blue at the bottom. I feel like that's an easy call for me. Thinking about it now, I think Blue might actually be one of the worst characters in this game. He has nothing in a physical fight that makes him stand out, and what's worse, he has to charge moves. So he's one of the few characters, if not the only character in the... No. RJ has it too, but it's nowhere near as bad. He is like one of the characters that has to really plan out his charges and what he's going to do with it outside of combos. Because if he's not charged, he's got to take the time to charge, leaves him slightly vulnerable. He has to give up momentum or position. Pardon me. Yeah, I don't think Blue I think Blue's going to need a lot of love in the future to be better because I just don't see him being good. People have also... Okay, moving on from that. People have been saying this too, and I kind of agree. I think Draken is not much better than Blue. Oh, wow, that really pissed people off. Anyway, I can feel someone getting mad over that one. But no, I'm just kidding. For me personally, I would say Draken, his assist. When I think of Draken, the first thing I think of is assist. That swing kick is a okay anti-air, but I can think of so many better things now. There's the Zed assist. Even Rita's assist is a really good anti-air because of how fast it is. It'll catch people out of the air. So in assists, you can do better. In mix-up, you can do better. In putting out a projectile that's difficult to deal with, you can do a lot better. I mean, like, his teleportation, I feel like if you just jump back, you can deal with most of his options. I could be wrong, but that's just the experience I've had. Like, I don't think Draken is that good. If you can, people can make him work. Don't get me wrong. I want to be clear. If you're at the bottom or at the top, you can win with any of these characters. I think they've done a good enough job at this season to win with a lot of these characters. This is a team game. You can make anything work, give it enough time and practice. Let's see. But I think that's going to be it for Draken. Alright, I'm gonna move on to my team because I feel like I can place them a little better now. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move past that and I'm gonna get Jason some love. I think he's moved up a lot. I think since the patch. So before this last patch, Jason was the honest no mix character. Because, first of all, no overhead. None of his grabs can combo into themselves. And none of his EX, your only real option was to super. And after super, you maybe got like a couple of more Kara charges. And that was it. He couldn't really commit to too much damage. It was so hard to get a straight hit with Jason. You had to work really hard to get a straight hit. And don't get me wrong, if you hit someone with a jump S, chances are Jason's fast enough to catch someone with a dash light, crouching light. But that's the thing, like, it's very hard for Jason to do that. Now, most people will set up a very low projectile and crouch block because chances are Jason's coming in with a light and he'll grab, and it'll do a wall bounce or a ground bounce depending on the direction he throws you, and he gets a full combo. Jason desperately needed that. I'm actually really happy for Jason players because Jason got a lot of love this patch. I think he got some very good quality of life care in this patch. So I'm going to put Jason at B so far. And just to be clear, things can happen, positions can move. Nothing is written in stone until the final character is put up. Because here's the thing. I've been thinking about this a lot. I think Jason is actually better than Cat now. Cat does have a move. Cat has a really good... Oh, and that's not... I didn't even talk about Jason's assist. While it's not really great for mid-screen pressure, it doesn't really set up a block string or a mix-up. Okay, I shouldn't say that. It doesn't set up a lot of pressure, and it doesn't have a lot of hit stun, so it's hard to combo with. What it does do is it sets up a reset really well. It is very hard to block a Jason mix-up with a tag-in from his assist. I've tried. It's super hard, especially with how fast his crouching light comes out. If you have a big overhead, it's really hard to block. Okay. Yeah, I'll say this too. Like that position, his buffs caught me off guard. I will say this though, Tommy did get a lot of love, but I don't think he's gotten enough. I think he's definitely better than Draken, but I'll put him at low tier too. I'm just not too impressed with what he can do. I mean, he's got an overhead. His dive kick's really good. But all in all, I don't see... Okay, I don't see him being able to... Without good assists, I don't see the pressure, like, coming from a Tommy. Because what is he going to do? He's going to set up the green fireball and follow behind it. If you have ways of blowing through fireballs, if you have ways... And it's actually a pretty decent charge up. So you're going to probably have to go full screen to set it up, which does happen. If you're up against another zoner, it can happen. But if you're up against a rushdown character or a good zoning character that kind of plays around with the area, that's a huge risk, and you're going to give up a lot of position for that. Yeah, if they see you move forward, like... And that's the thing. He's actually got very short range for a fast character, for a character like Tommy. What are you going to do? You're going to dash and a light or dash overhead? Good players will be able to react to that. I'm not a good player, so I can't react to that. But like, I see people do it all the time. And then I got, of course, the dive kick being, or the lunge, the jump S. I'll call it the jump S. The jump S is punishable on both jumping block and standing block. So he needs an assist to make that safe. And the worst part of it is, it's not like he gets something out of it too. Like unless he calls Chun-Li in, who has a very long secured block stun, he's not really going to get much out of it. I just don't see it working too well. Oh, here's an easy one in my opinion. I believe Rita is A tier. I believe Rita is easily in the top 10 for sure. Having a projectile that doesn't interact with other projectiles well, it doesn't get blown away if she gets hit, and having it be so slow moving and multi-hitting and have good hits done, I think that projectile is insanely good. The I forget what it's called now. The slow moving ball that retreats back to her. And not only that, one thing I'm always going to value about all of their abilities is air mobility and air control. He who controls the air controls the ground. That's why Jen is so good. That's why Chun-Li is so good. That's why I think Adam is good. Gia can, while she can't control her own momentum, she has very good range. Poisandra can somewhat alter her jump too. Characters that can alter their jump is really good. Now, the unfortunate exception would be someone like Tommy and Blue, who can jump and alter their position, but they do it in such a way to where it's very predictable and very punishable if they do something wrong. These characters in the top can either whiff or get something on block and be fine. That's big. Like, I've seen tons of Ritas literally just like will jump, and as you're about to get anti-air, float just above the range, whiff the anti-air, and come down and punish. That's so frustrating. And that's the thing. She can, while she's floating, she can still call assist or dive kick, like, or jump S, I should call it, because it's not really a dive kick, but it is a dive. I put a lot of value in that. Obviously, her mix-up game is really strong because she can jump, short, float cancel, overhead. And she can do it multiple times. She basically has an overhead. If she's got a Zord that has like a good lockdown, like you've got the Gravesword's laser that can kind of obscure your vision. You've got Goldar's swords. You've got the I forgot his name now. The Dragon Zord's tail. If anything can lock you down for a good period of time, that's really, really scary. A lot of her other moves aren't that great. Like the pillars, okay. It's a great assist, though. It is a fantastic assist, and I don't see people give that move enough credit. Having an instant, like, full vertical hitbox pillar, and that thing does not, like, that thing does not lie about its hitbox. It goes all the way to the roof. I had a Goldar at my peak height jump back and still get hit. That thing will hit you. It is fast. If anything, the higher you are, the easier it is to combo afterwards. So I'm going to put Rita right there. I feel comfortable with her right there. Obviously, Touch of Death, very easy. Many paths to hitbox. Truly the greatest of paths. Yeah, I don't have a problem putting Rita there. I don't know why. I value Rita very high. The next character who I value really high, and I've seen every player under the sun, at least if they're not maining him, they're at least trying him out, because this character is got so much love. So much love, and that's RJ. I'll actually put him above Rita, just because he can also alter his jump angles. He can also stall his jump multiple times. And he also has projectiles that will beat out other projectiles. They not only will beat out other projectiles, they will give you a hard knockdown, beat out other projectiles, and give him enough time to run full screen and get a combo. That is ridiculous. And he's got his touch of, I believe he's got a touch of death back, right? He can kill a knockdown. Yeah, I don't see a real issue with this. Yeah, and not to mention his ring now getting full anti-air properties. I think that's good. I think that was one of his like bigger weaknesses. Like, because if you saw the ring, you kind of had this opportunity to like jump in on him with RJ. And not to mention having one of the best. Now he has not only one of the best anti-airs in the game, but now he has 2 anti-airs with that. But you could, if you timed it right, you could get a punish off of his jump in. Not anymore. If you jump in on him when he summons the ring, you gotta hope he didn't anticipate that, because you will get hit. Obviously, the short hop mix-up, very ambiguous, very difficult to deal with. Having 2 assists, depending on your needs, can be very beneficial. Obviously, there is some time you have to dedicate to charging it up, but if you're up against a zoning team, a team that's dedicated to being full screen at the time, that's kind of in your favor, because you will be invulnerable to all projectiles, and then you can stay with RJ, or you can tag, and at that point, you've effectively shut down a zoning team. Because now that person, when they chuck plasma, they have to worry about an RJ assist call in, because not only is it going to hurt, it's going to get a wall bounce and a hard knockdown. If that character on point does not need either of those to kill, you've lost that character. I believe Rita doesn't need any of those. I don't think Poisandra. I think Poisandra does need a wall bounce, but she can play around that with the right assists. Chun-Li, I think, is on the same boat, but I don't quote me on that. No, I think if she can alter, I think she either needs a wall bounce or a ground bounce, but not both to kill, especially depending on the character. Yeah, I put RJ as like a hard rushdown character with a strong zoning option. Oh jeez, oh no. I think I might be making a couple of enemies right now, because I think he might be better than Jen. Oh no. Is he better than Jen? Okay. Let's think about this effectively, because assists, while RJ has versatility, Jen has one of the best she's considered the best because obviously it's a long duration, huge threat, multi-hitting, OTG, projectile. Those are all really good points. The one downside she has is if you're relying on that assist to just be an assist, you have to protect her. But you can also just cut it short by tagging her in. And then the person still has to worry about the mix-up of however many projectiles came in. And I will still say Genesis is probably better overall. But if RJ can get an assist in... If RJ has his... I forget what the punch is called, but I'm just calling it the Wolf Fang Punch. If he can get that going, it's not easy to deal with. As someone who's been on the receiving end of that multiple times, it is not easy to deal with. So I'm going to give it to Jen on assist, but it's a close second for RJ. That being said, I think mix-up wise, Jen is just a little bit... Okay, so from the neutral, I think Jen has the better mix-up because of the dash. That dash is super fast and will catch people off guard. As opposed to RJ, his flip, his jumps, they are fast, but nowhere near as fast and can be dealt with a little bit easier. So again, I think Jen has the mix-up potential in the neutral, but in combos, in block strings, I think RJ has the better mix-ups because he can do he can either go with the light overhead, or he can go light, hop, cross up overhead, and then assist to make it safe. There's just so many options RJ has when he's got your own blocks done. And the worst part is right now, I want to ask the crowd what they think, who's better, RJ or Jen. And I know I'm going to get Jens across the board. But I'm not sure that's true anymore. I think something... You know how you've lived your entire life at a certain position, and I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy. This has always been the truth for me, and it's going to stay the truth for me. I think this is one of those situations, but the world has changed, and things are different. I think RJ might be better. Oh fuck! I hope SDK is in the chat because he's gonna chew me out if he hears me saying this. Okay. You know what? This isn't final, but I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna see what people say. And if they come when they come in, I'm gonna see what people say, and we'll move on from there. I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but I think this is right. I feel it in my bones. All right. Drop him to D. Malik, no, I'm not gonna drop the D on him. RJ, really? You can't mean that. It's weird if I feel like I just made all these arguments to why. Wait, what do you mean no kill potential? No, we're talking about RJ? We're talking about RJ, right? The Purple Wolf Ranger. The guy who has a touch of death. No, Red? Oh, dude. No, I think he's better than Cat at this point. I actually think he's better than Red. Red is better than Cat. He does have touches of death now. And he does have combos. He does have a mix now. He can jab grab, or he can EX and still have a combo. That's a big deal. He now has 2 new paths of opening people up that he did not have access to without assists. That opens him up so much. like if Cat had the ability to combo off of an EX, it makes him harder to play. D tier. How does more options make someone harder to play? Like, the only way I can think of that is like, oh yeah, I have to think about it more, so it's harder. So no, nah, dude, no. I'm not playing that game. I don't care how hard it is. If he has options, gotta think more. Well, that is true. I hate thinking. That's why I play Goldar and Udana and Cat. Why think when you can win? Jump heavy? No. Yeah, well, exactly. Jump heavy. This is something I've felt for a long time. I'm going to put Anubis at C because, like I said, his only real method of opening people up is overheads. He's got really, really rough mix-ups, and honestly, I feel like if you get opened up by Doggy Kruger, it's kind of your own fault. And this is someone who gets opened up by Doggy Kruger. Like, he doesn't have more options than any other character that I've mentioned. He doesn't have, like, his claim to fame is his jumping jump S. It's a really good move, but that's his only real claim to fame. Like, his excessive range, multi-hitting moves, and touch of death. I don't consider a touch of death enough in this game. You need more than a touch of death to be good. Most, if not almost all characters in this game now have a touch of death. I don't think that's enough. Alright, moving on. Eric. I actually think Eric I think is one of these characters that kind of like fallen, not because he's been getting nerfed, but because other characters have just been lifted up above him. Like, a rising tide raises all ships, but Eric's just a little too heavy. I don't think he's gotten enough love. Like, let's look at this. His plasma, his little handgun thing. I forget what it's called, but he'll chuck plasma for a little bit. All low durability. And from full screen, he can't really combo off of it. So he's at best annoying people. He can throw the laser sword up in the air, which does kind of limit the movements of characters, but not by enough for most people to worry about. Like, all of these characters, I honestly feel like all the characters above him have a way of dealing with him. And even some characters below him, I feel like at this point have a way of killing him. What I think his biggest claim to fame is like the sword loops, the zoning he had, and like the jumping anti-air. I think that was huge. Having a jumping anti-air is really strong, but it's not an air mobility I consider important because of the fact that it's very unsafe on whiff. Well, if you can't block it, it's an anti-air. But if you whiff with that thing, you're going to get punished. And you're going to get punished hard. And he's a squishy character. He actually doesn't have that much health. He will eat it. I might actually put Eric lower, honestly. The only problem I have right now is I don't know who's better right now, Red or Jason. I'm sorry, Eric or Jason. They're both red. Smash. You get out of here. You go back to your hole. We're not playing this. Actually, I wouldn't mind playing Smash or Pass with Power Rangers. I'll be honest, though. I'm looking at Poisson thinking, yeah, I'd smash that. I'd smash that real hard. Oh, I see. I really hope people don't walk in on that moment like, oh yeah, I would definitely smash Poisandra. All right, moving on. Degenerate. No, you don't get to call me that. You don't get to call me that after you're pressuring me to do a smasher pass with a Pokemon, with all 800 Pokemon. No, we don't play that game here. Who looks at jangling keys and thinks smash your pass? Clipped. Thanks, buddy. Oh god. Oh, no. What did you clip? I don't even want to know. No. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna delete it. I thought we were friends. I gave you a sword. Moving on. Cat Mix. I still think she has a lot of potential. She's very aggressive, very fast, very high pressure, has ways of getting in, has a dive kick which alters her, ignoring the smash, has ways of getting in, touch of death, I would say one of the better assists in this game. Oh, I didn't even consider Eric's assist. I think it's great for zone control, but it's obviously not hard to combo with that or set up for combo with it or to start a combo with. Obviously, you can. It's just going to be a lot more challenging. Cat, still one of the best assists, I think. Obviously not as good as Jen's, not as good as Chun-Li's for lockdown, but very useful and very far and very fast. That's the key. Very fast assist. I think Jen is... Hold on. This is distracting. We left the TV on for my son. Went ahead and turned that off. But the problem is, for me, melee. Oh, really? I'm happy to hear that. Thank you for telling me. That actually makes me feel a whole lot better. Yeah, we gave him some baby vapor rub and some medicine, so hopefully he's going to be doing a lot better. Prayers in the chat for my boy. Anyway. Moving on. I think Kat's overall, she's fast, great mix-up, great resets. Great jab, grab, pressure, can combo off her grab, but can't combo over EX, can't combo off her super. Decent sword combos. I don't think there's really many swords she can't combo with. I ran out of Bluey episodes and now I'm miserable. No, dude. There's always VeggieTales. I've actually watched some Bluey clips, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. I can't wait to show my son that show. I'm going to watch it with him. You know what I have been watching, though? On if you have it, Amazon Prime, Jackie Chan Adventures. Moving on to the list. All right, who do I want to do next? I think Kat's safe right there, but I might be moving her later. Okay. Oh, it's a new Disney show about a blue dog. I heard for some reason Disney had to censor an episode or two, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, next character, Udana. I think despite Udana getting a ton of buffs and getting some benefits from the gravity changes, none of it I feel is enough to change her position. I think she can definitely do a lot more with her zoning. I've been able to get away with throwing more ice balls out, getting more Ouroboros out. Defensively, I think she's gotten a lot stronger, but this is not really a game where you can have those kind of defensive options and not have really big payoffs come from them. I think, because this is one of those scenarios, if you make one mistake with some of your setups, solo Udana is C tier with a team she's A. This is all based on everything. Team, assists, all of that. Again, having one of the highest damaging EXs in the game, can combo out of her super. Now being able to combo out of her jump S if it hits on the ground or air is huge. It does cost her ground bounce if she hits them out of the air. Nah, D tier. Solo D tier with assist. She actually is worse with Red and Reeve. Oh, Malik. I love you. Don't ever change. I don't know if she's B tier. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about Udana. If she's ahead, oh man, is she hard to deal with. But if she's... My whole team is based around, like, if you're an aggressive team or a mid-range team, and I get a little bit ahead, you're going to have a hard time getting in on me. But if I have to get in on you, either by being behind or being in a position to where if I don't take the aggressive role, I'm going to eventually lose. Also, the iPad is in his crib. Yes. Would you like me to bring it to you, honey? Classic Tate W. Tate W. Who is giving? Oh, are we talking about like that red pill guy? What's his name? Tate. Oh, is that the Mercy emo you got a long time ago? Pink Mercy. Yeah, it's cute. Andrew Tate, when you go bald. Well, thank you. I actually think I look good. I think he's a good-looking guy, but I just don't like the advice he gives. I think a lot of it is good advice. Work hard, exercise, take care of yourself. That's all good advice. A lot of his dating advice and his relationship advice, I think, is absolutely terrible, and I think it's actually going to do way more harm than good. So, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Power Rangers Battle for the Grid tier list that I am messing up right now because people are talking at me about how good I look. Oh yeah, can you hear it? All right. Give me a second to turn that off. There we go. I don't know the memes about Andrew Tate just yet, man. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is what I've seen. All right, moving on. Wait, are you saying I'm not good looking? Oh. Moving on. Heartbreak aside. This is where it gets a little bit trickier because it's going to get a little bit more personal for me. I'm going to put Goldar. I think Goldar kind of belongs right here. Because here's the thing. I think Goldar has a lot of tools. I think he has like a good amount of tools to deal with the people below him. I think he has not as great tools to deal with the people above him, but he has the tools to get in. He can either get in or at least disrupt you long enough for his assists to create an opening for you, or if he can't do it himself, his jump S does allow some kind of mix-up potential. I don't think he's... How do I say this? I don't think he actually has like a lot of combo openers based on his assists. His jump S, I should say. But it does... The potential is always there. Luigi watches Northern Lions, so he's the baldest. Let's see. Against balds. That would make sense. I do get the feeling that Luigi has some bald person bigotry. One second, I just broke something. Oh, you're bald right now? Dude, we're bald brothers. We'll fix this later. Anyway, but like I said, I think he's good. I think he has tools. I think he can get it done. He has high damage, but he needs assists to make it work. I think, well, not only does he need assists to make it work, but I think being tagged in also gives him the option. I prefer being bald. You don't have to do anything with your hair. It's nice, isn't it? Anyway, moving on. I think Goldar's good. I think Goldar's good right there. I think he actually does have a lot of options. I you know what? Yeah, I definitely put him around above all these. He can combo off of his EX, combo off of his grabs. A lot of his jump ins can be made incredibly safe. Him jumping by himself is a mix up. Because obviously, like, you're gonna have to guess high or low. You don't have to guess high or low. You have to guess on the timing. And if you're if you mix up your timing on the jumps, it's gonna be very difficult for your opponent. Even just picking the different buttons will confuse your opponents. So I'm gonna put Goldar there for now. So far, I'm not seeing. So here's the thing. I have taken the time. If you're patient enough, if you don't like focus too hard on like just jumping in, if you walk forward, it's really hard for them to stop you. I don't know. I take that back. It's not hard for them to stop you. It's still going to be hard for you to get in. But with his back heavy, with his EXs at certain ranges, eventually they're going to have to give up the space and corner themselves. Because at a certain range, they're going to be afraid to jump. They're going to be afraid to mix you up. They're going to be afraid to corner themselves. Now, that doesn't mean Goldar has a guaranteed in at that point, but it does give you options. And again, the people on top of him, they can wreck him hard. I haven't had much issues anti-zoning Eric. I haven't had... Jason actually does give him a hard time zoning because of the... He can actually space his projectile above his back heavy, but still hit Goldar. That's annoying. Everyone else below him... Udana actually does not have a hard time zoning him because not only can he have a hard time reflecting her while she's jumping, but like he can't anti-air someone who's jump S-ing because he can't fly through those ice balls. Doggy Kruger puts himself at a big risk. Like I think Goldar's good there. Goldar is all around just really he's a great bully. Daishi, I still haven't seen anything really impressive about Daishi. I think he's better than Blue for sure. That Sun ability is really strong, but honestly, I don't see him played enough to make a truly informed decision. I know he has a touch of death. His charged super armor is really good especially if you can tag him out, so people can't just EX through it. But I don't see much. Because, like, people, when he does that jumping wall-to-wall move, I don't see it being too good. And that's the thing, like, he needs to be okay on his own. A lot of these characters need to be okay on their own, and they're really not. A lot, like, Jason needs some help, Draken needs some help, Blue needs a lot of help, Daishi needs help. And that's not a bad thing in a team game. If you've got the team to make it work, good for you. You're doing great. But you're never going to be in an optimal scenario all the time. Characters like Udana. Udana does not do too well on her own, but she can make things happen with a lot of her pressure, with a lot of her zoning tools. Because you can't just crouch block her the entire time. Doggy, actually, you know what? I would actually say Udana's better than Doggy, because Doggy is like one of those characters where he kind of needs help too. But he doesn't like struggle as hard. Like his moves are much faster. He doesn't belong in D because he doesn't need as much help on his own, but he does need that help. All right, I'm just gonna get this over with. I think Trini has moved up. I think giving her that OTG with her standing medium, I think that's like something she desperately needed. I think having a way to combo out of her specials outside of the laser beam gives her a path to damage that she didn't have before. She's no longer that character that you just throw and tag out. She has options now. She has strategies. She has tools. She can combo off an EX and not just have it be super, not just have it be a tag out. I think that one change bumps her up a lot. I'll even say like she's better than Doggy. Because having like full screen mix-ups and then tagging out is still a viable strategy. Where Doggy is like, oh, you're just going to jump S and hope. Like, and this is not to say you can't win with any of these characters. You can win. Mega Isaac wins with like Jason, Tommy, and Draken before Jason got the buff. Like anyone can win with these characters. The point is that I think you're gonna have a higher success the higher you go up. But with like I said, with Trini, I think that is what she needed. I'll put like even though I believe that Udana can crush Trini at medium range, because Udana's just being aggressive with a lot of her projectiles and a lot of her pressure. Like, I think Trini can be better, especially because of her sweep. A lot of people don't give her sweep a lot of consideration. And not to mention, like, oh man, even if you do a full block string and have to end it with laser, like that laser is not going to go anywhere. You're going to be locking someone down and you get a tag in for free. Sorry about that. I've been up since like what? 3 a.m. Rough day at work. Let's see. So with Trey is an interesting character because they've given him a lot more like evasion to his zoning tools, but he's still so Trini laser isn't free. You can jump out of 5LL laser, but can you jump out of 2H laser? Because that's the one I see the most. Because if you can go 5LL H laser, 2H laser. Oh no, I'm sorry. 2LL 2H laser. I think that's a lockdown. Though she doesn't really get much solo. Are you talking about damage? This is a team list. This is everything. Zords, tag-outs, tag-ins, supers, EX, everything. This is we're throwing everything at the list. And let's be fair, yeah, Trini can abuse his Zord really well. Let's see. I'm actually like, I don't doubt that I might be wrong about the Trini call. I don't doubt that at all. But I'm actually like insanely optimistic. The one thing I haven't considered, and now that I think about it, is the relationship to other characters at the top. Because let's be fair, when you have top characters that are as strong as the ones I have up there, like I'm putting the list based on like the general area. Like, oh, how you do against everyone. Whereas, like, what we're most likely to see, like, especially if you're in a tournament setting, you're going to see a lot of Chun-Li. You're going to see a lot of Poisandra. You're going to see a lot of RJ. You're going to see a lot of Jen. And you're going to see a lot of, like, let's just say, like, Gia and Zed. You're going to see a lot of that. So, but that this list isn't based off that. This list is based on how well you do against the roster. Like I said, I think Trey's gotten a lot of evasion tools. He's gotten a lot of anti-zoning tools, and I still think Pyramidas is like a really good mix-up tool, especially with what I've seen other people do with it now. I think he kind of belongs in C tier. He's gotten enough buffs to where he can do a lot more. He's still really... his biggest drawback is his zoning. He doesn't have a zoning option, and he doesn't have like... He doesn't really have a neutral. He's super stubby. But what he lacks in that, he can kind of make up for it in mix-up and kill potential. It's not the best, but it's there. I'll give it more than these other characters. Lauren, I think Lauren is still, like, I don't see her play too often, but I hold out a lot of hope for Lauren. Still a really fantastic assist, really ambiguous mix-up when you do her double jumps. Because she can jump forward, then back, then, like, double overhead. A mix-up with her EX. If you don't react accordingly to her EX, like, you will get hit. A lot of people don't register that her EX is a cross-up. Controllable assist, decent tag in, decent tag outs. Flame carpet, still an abusive piece of material to deal with. As long as it has basically the same range as Zed. The difference between her and Zed is that she is faster and more mobile. I think that's why she will inevitably be better than Zed in the long run. Well, let's put the cat out of the bag. Zed. I think Zed has gotten a lot of... I think Zed falls victim to the I haven't changed, the world around me has changed. Zed, I have no doubt that at some point early on, Zed was like a real monster. And he still is. You can't ignore a lot of his buttons. You can't ignore a lot of his setups, and you can't... he's got great mix-up coming in. The problem is, a lot of the characters have kind of like just eclipsed him in like either speed, zoning, power, or mobility. And it's not just one or the other. It could be like a combination of all of them. Combination of 2, 3, or all of them. No, I don't think he's bottom A. And that's the big thing. The reason that keeps him out of A is his specific mobility. Zed, despite being able to teleport, he's kind of like Bison in Street Fighter 4. He's very slow. And Street Fighter 5, I should say. He's very slow. And he kind of like bullies with range. Which, if he gets a hit, that's huge. But if you're attacking him at a range that he doesn't have like a window of offense, he kind of can't do much except take a guess or a risk. Like with Udana, I feel like I'm very safe against Zed. Like if I get hit with Zed, I feel like that's more my fault than his. And he doesn't have like the same issue, like in the sense that if he make a lot of his moves have I won't say the putty one doesn't have has a. Let me finish my sentence. A lot of his moves have a lot of startup and recovery. In fact, if you're doing a certain block strings, he has to burn meter on a snap just to make him safe. So while he can be safe on a risk, he's paying for that in other ways. Unlike other characters have to. Eventually, if Zed doesn't change, and if the game keeps going, I feel like at some point he's going to keep just dropping lower and lower as more characters come out. Lauren got to spend the snap too to be safe. Does she though? Because can she move back or flame carpet or and even if that's not the case, even if she still does have to snap, I would give it to her that she has more mobility than he does. I will say for sure that Zed can probably outzone her. She could, but then she'll be vulnerable to mash. That is true. You run the risk of getting a mash, but I don't think most players will take that risk, especially with some of her range. And again, like being able to run, double jump, I still put Lauren above Zed. I value speed, air control, and air mobility overall. In fact, I'm probably just gonna pop him down right here. Yeah, I think that's actually better. Because I do think Eric is better than Zed. And I'm not. One thing I'm not going to downplay is his super. Having a full screen instant snap super is really good. That's a grab. Also, it's a grab. That's a key factor. If you're full screen, I don't think Eric is all that crazy. I don't think he is either. But I think Eric is a little in a more stable position than Zed. Yeah, I'm going to keep it there. I think that's where Zed belongs right now. They released Eric and they said F him before releasing Adam. Yeah, no, Adam. I hated Adam the second I saw him, and I was after playing him for about a year now. I don't even know if he's been out for a year, but after playing him for that long, what feels like a year, it's only confirmed my fears about him. All right, Magna Defender. Magna Defender's a really weird case. I like the buff he got to his neutral S, just like the shotgun, just like pow, pow, pow. I really like it. I honestly, out of all the characters in this game, I wish I had the patience to play Magna Defender. He's got an overhead. He's got an basically invincible. I'm gonna just bull rush straight in and hit you. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well. I'm gonna take a lot of damage. But it's a fun risk to see. I do think if you have air mobility, you can zone him out. I think, especially if you have air mobility that has range, I think if you can full screen zone him, even better. And while I do value his jump S mix-up, I don't see it being like too much of an issue if you know it's coming. I think he's got good tools, but I think he has to take a big risk to use them. So I'm actually going to put him like right here. I still think he's better than Cat. I don't know if he's better than Red. His super is like really not that great to talk about, because if it was like a traditional beam super, I would say it's great, but because like you can call an assist into it, or like there's jank you can do to like mitigate the damage if he just raw supers. Can't combo out of a super. Can he combo out of it? Yeah, he can combo out of his EX, I believe. I experimented with that. I remember last time I made this list that you can do that. He's a great point character, but like there's so many other better point characters out there. There's so many other like tricks you can do. I think he's fun, but I just don't think he's as good. I think this is where he belongs. Ryu, I actually think Ryu belongs up here. Ryu has undoubtedly, I'll even say he's better than Lauren. I think he has like a really, really, as good as people say his assist is, I still think it's underrated. I think having an assist that can adjust to your opponent's movements like Jen's does, having an assist that's good for block strain, good for anti-zoning, good for zoning, good for pressure. And I think like he can actually still tag in, hit full screen, and dash fast enough to get a combo off of that. He's got an overhead. He's stubby. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely stubby, but he's got like little tricks that'll change his air momentum. He's got like 2 supers. It's the same super, but like the fact that he can do it in the air or in the ground is a big deal. The same Ryu working 9 to 5 as an anchor right now, for real. Yeah, no, he's an honest anchor. I like him a lot. I think he's very honest, but I also think he's very good. No, I think Lauren's better. I think Lauren can really mess up Ryu, but I do think Ryu is definitely worth having there. And not like in a one-on-one scenario, I don't doubt that he can lose to a lot of the A, B, or C. But the problem is, in a team composition, I think Ryu is just really, really good. Losing to Solo Ryu 100% your fault, lol. Yeah. No, that's definitely true. But like I said, people run him as an anchor not because he's a good anchor, but because his assist is definitely like worth having him there. Mastodon Sentry, I believe Mastodon Sentry belongs right here. I think he's got a lot of good tools. I think he's got a lot of great options. I think he's very versatile. I think he's one of the best zoners. Got an overhead, can combo off of his grabs. His only real downside is that his super doesn't really do anything. It's basically like a counter. But it's only a physical counter to the point character. And most people in this day and age, if your opponent has meter, they're kind of expecting an EX. You run Ryu Anchor because you value his assist. I run Trini because I like her there. Yeah, we are not the same. There's a reason Trini's still down here. I'm going to do Ranger Slayer next. Honestly, I don't know where to put Ranger Slayer. I've seen a lot of cool tricks done. She has kind of a jump mix-up now with her dive kick. She still has amazing zoning. She still has... but she's got no... Like, that jump dive kick mix is very, like, at best I can say iffy. So, yeah, honestly, I would say top C. I mean, she can combo off her grabs. She can combo off of her... She can't combo off her EX, can she? She has to super. Yeah, no, I don't doubt any of that. She has such a hard time opening people up. But as a zoner, she has good options. But at the same time, I don't see them like really like being overwhelming. And then there's obviously Scorpina. I think Scorpina kind of belongs right here. She's definitely an A material. I think she's got great options with her zoning. I think she can anti-zone. I think she can... Her jump S is actually a really, really strong footsie tool. Having a disjointed hitbox at that range is really strong. It makes it very difficult to anti-air her. Very difficult angles of approach to deal with. Obviously, having a multi-hitting overhead with her jump heavy is very, very good. Her EX is one of the most destructive, being that it has such amazing range, has such amazing follow-up potential. Also having like one of the best assists. Actually, yeah, like just the assist alone probably puts her right here, because her assist not only pressures your opponent, but it also locks out their assist at the same time effectively. Like, it is really good. It OTGs, covers a huge area. It's really solid. I think Poisandra is one of those characters that while she is weird, she is insanely solid. And I think that's it. I'm not sure how I feel about any of the changes. I might look back at this tomorrow and say, wow, what the heck was I thinking? What was I drinking? Who made this list? And they should probably be tarred and feathered. But right now, based on the material I believe I've presented, based on the arguments I have, I think this is what is a decent representation of the tier list being the top characters. And I look at it now, and I feel like maybe Gia should be put down like a little bit more. But no, I'm gonna stick with this for now. I think they're strong. I think they're solid. And whatever I get thrown at, let it be done. Yeah, whatever happens, happens. Come at me, bros. Download image. Alright, well, we'll deal with this a little bit later. But hey, guys. Personally, I'm going to move Trey to D. I don't doubt it. Hey! Senor Baby, how you doing? Are you feeling better? That's great. He's just playing with his toy over there, actually. I'm just gonna... Yeah, that's my boy. I'm gonna turn off the game display capture. There we go. Well, thank you guys for joining me. All your input, really appreciate it. You will be watching Blue at some point. I have a lot of faith in that show so far, especially since you've been hyping it up so much. Let me just get this all out of the way. If you like what you guys saw, please follow and subscribe. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, and share.
Smash like.
Aggressively assault that like button. Show who's boss. Thank you guys. And have a good night. I'll see you next time.